President Trump dubbed the mainstream media fake news, right? But it really is worse than that. The mainstream media's quest to cover up stories, to lie by omission, is where the real damage comes from. So I've been watching Joe Biden's mental decline accelerate, literally over the past few days. It's been bad, but lately he seems to be getting worse. The media ignores it. It's a national security risk when the president truly doesn't know what he's talking about or even where he is. Just watch him over these past few days.
Let's bring up Jeff to say a few words. Jeff, the podium is yours. There you go. I got to find my blue dot. Yeah, you do. Right over here. Okay. Thanks. Thank you, and happy Easter. All right.
Hospice nurse Jill has to tell him how to wave. He can't find his way around. Everyday folks can now see Joe Biden is a president in mental distress. But we in conservative media saw signs of dementia years ago. As much as I called it out, the mainstream media covered it up. If the public knew what we know now, they would have never pushed Biden through the Democrat primary, much less the race for president. If you want proof he's been suffering from mental deficit for well over a decade, just look at these clips from his past before the election.
Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear words. You ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You know, the rapidly rising I don't know. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun, and the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down. So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store, and I love kids jumping on my lap. All men and women created by you know the thing.
So all of that you just watched there before the election, you know what happened? The media ignored it. They told us he just stutters. That's his problem. And the media's refusal to call out Joe put America in a very bad spot now. Their quest to install a pawn who would bow down to their radical agenda now has our enemies on the move and our nation declining faster than Joe Biden's brain. All for what? Transgender mania? Open borders, inflation, and a country slowly being destroyed by communists. And it wasn't just Joe's mental decline the media hid from all of you either, but Biden family corruption too. The media knew Hunter's infamous laptop was real, but they pretended they couldn't confirm it to give them so-called journalistic cover for not reporting on it. They deviously took Joe Biden at his word. Remember this?
I don't know what he was doing. I know he was on the board. I found out he was on the board after he was on the board, and that was it. And there's nobody...
Well, you've had a lot of time. Isn't this something you want to get to the bottom of?
No, because I trust my son. There's not one single bit of evidence, not one little tiny bit, to suggest anything done was wrong.
Well, there's an awful lot of evidence now. You see, his angry reaction to simple but tough questions should have had the rest of the media, not just left-wing Axios, pouncing. In fact, all the media had to do to prove Joe Biden wrong there about not knowing anything about his son's business dealings was a simple search of the Obama-era White House visitor logs. Investigators found this email on Hunter's laptop from a Burisma advisor. Remember that Ukrainian energy firm that Hunter worked for? That advisor's name is Vadim Pozharsky. Thank you for inviting me to D.C. and giving me an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together. So Joe Biden knew exactly what his son was up to. He met with a Burisma executive in Washington. What Hunter was up to was selling the family name and influence. Look, the New York Post just reported this week that Hunter's business partner, Eric Schwern, made nearly 19 visits to the White House and other, quote, official locations while Joe Biden was vice president, all while Hunter kept securing big-time financial deals with Russian, Ukrainian, and Chinese oligarchs. 19 trips to the White House. Schwerin was the president at the time of Hunter's investment firm, Rosemont Seneca. All of it stinks, folks, and none of it would have taken much investigating to confirm. I promise you this, a young and hungry reporter fresh out of J school could have tracked down all of this. Yet the media actively worked to bury the evidence of Biden's corruption, and if ever the heat got too high, well, the media just went into protect mode then. They lied. And that's, of course, where the news, fake news, comes from. That's the term, right? Apparently, another word for truth, at least when related to Joe Biden, is Russian disinformation.
The information found on the laptop may be part of a Russian disinformation campaign.
Part of a Russian disinformation effort.
Or Russian disinformation.
Russian disinformation.
Disinformation campaign.
Russia's latest and very massive disinformation campaign.
Again, disinformation, AKA truth, when it comes to Joe and Hunter Biden. So you see, Joe Biden is clearly to blame for his actions. We know that. Joe Biden is clearly to blame for continuing to run for office at a time when he knew he was in mental decline. He's responsible for now serving as president when he and his family know he is incapable mentally or physically to lead anything. But the media bears a huge responsibility for allowing all of this to happen by covering for Joe Biden, by lying for Joe Biden. The fake news corporate media allowed a dangerous, corrupt man to assume the office of the presidency, much to our nation's demise.